Okay, let's talk now about establishing an origination system. Develop an origination system if you want to capture your clients before they shop. Okay, so I was always interested in making sure that people knew me, talked to me, and spoke to me sometimes even before they knew they wanted to buy a house. Of course, there are times when my realtor partner or another partner would refer a client to me because that client expressed that they wanted to buy a home and they needed assistance getting a mortgage. But I was always in the business of creating new home buyers, sparking new thought. How long have you been renting? Have you ever thought about buying a home? So giving people new ideas. So you want to gather information and you want to set the stage. When you gather information about your client, you want to know more than their name, email address, and their mobile number. You want to know their family members. Is it an extended family? Are they taking care of a parent and loved one? You want to know as much about that client as possible. There may come a time where you may need to leverage the knowledge that you know to help them get approved for that mortgage. Next, after you gather all of the information, so I would never, and let me just explain this in a different way. Many loan originators come into the office and they do whatever they're going to do. If the phone is ringing, they pick up the phone. If they need to look at a credit report, they look at the credit report. No, for that morning, for the first hour, all I'm going to do is gather information. I'm going to be in a different state of mind. I'm going to be in my customer service mode. I'm going to be in my I'm going to help everybody mode. And all I'm going to do is gather information. Next, I'm going to analyze all of the credit reports from all the information that I gathered. Now, this is my quiet time. My phone isn't ringing. If it is ringing, I'm not answering it. Why? Because I've got to focus in and I've got to look at all the credit reports. There were times when I may have had 15 credit reports to look at, 25, 30, or 3. Whatever it is, I'm going to give that my undivided attention. I'm going to make sure I'm looking up my programs because what I do in one file may need to be duplicated in another file. The next thing you're going to do is now I'm going to let everybody know. I'm not going to call anybody. I'm going to send everybody that written communication. Okay, so let me explain why it's important to communicate in writing first. Because if you call the customer and say, hey, I got you approved for $200,000 loan, and then they're going to want to write. Then they're going to need to find a pen. Now, what you said, they don't remember. So if you give them the information in writing first, they can follow along and you can have a more clean experience in your origination process. So I'm going to provide that written notification. They're going to get the pre-qualification, the pre-approval, or guess what? You heard me use the word before, MAP. And what does MAP mean in this case? A MAP is a mortgage approval plan. I can't get you into a mortgage today, but if you do this for the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or a year, you'll be in your house by Christmas. You'll be in your house by Thanksgiving. You'll be in your house by Mother's Day. You'll be in your house before your next birthday. So I always give them the news, but also give them a milestone so it always feels like good news. The next part is the incubation period and the call to action. So if your customer can't do anything right now, put them in a nice little incubator. Make sure that they're in an area in your contact management system where maybe they get a monthly newsletter, or maybe there's a weekly email. Or maybe there's some kind of system wherein you're saying, hang in there, don't give up. There are all kinds of contact management programs that will allow you to keep your customers in the incubator without you having to talk to them every single day. Otherwise, you're going to have your call to action. So if that customer is now eligible to buy a mortgage, now they're going to go out with the realtor. You're telling them how much they can get approved for. You're giving them guidelines on the interest rate. And you're also telling them if you buy a house that's $300,000 or $500,000, this is how much your taxes needs to be. It needs to stay within this range. So whatever that call to action is, whatever those instructions are, you're giving that to your customers as well. Next, you want to organize the file. You want to complete your file. You want to submit it to processing. Let me actually go a step back. You want to do your application consultations. Okay. So once you've put your call to action in place, that's when you do all of your applications. So how does my day go? In the morning, I'm gathering information. For an hour after I do that, maybe I take a break. Then I'm analyzing all my credit. Then I'm putting together all of my responses. I'm doing everything at one time, like an assembly line. There's order. I feel in control of my day. I don't have to pick up a phone, call this customer back, do this. Oh, wait, I did do my credit reports. I've got things in order. After you've got everything in order and you do your call to action, then you want to do your application consultations. So I would do applications from 2 in the afternoon until 3:30. And if it didn't fit in that time, then I had to move it to another day. If I had too many customers, then perhaps I'm going to expand that time. Or maybe I'm going to do application consultations only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those are going to be my days. Whatever it is, you're going to develop a system so that you have predictability, so that you have order, and so that you can have a bit of peace, right? And your customers and your referral partners also know what to expect and when to expect it, okay? After that, you're going to organize all of your files. So I have my files sitting in a big stack on my desk. And then I go through all my files, organize them, make sure things were crossed off and checked off and things like that. And then I'm going to submit the file to processing. And then after the contracts are received, your customer has gone out, they've gone out, they're shopping. Now we are getting ready, getting set to close. Or if it's a refinance, maybe you've done the appraisal and they're ready to now submit that loan for a clear to close. So again, the point here is you want to have a system. You do not want your business running you. When you get into that office, when you sit at that desk, whether you're working from home or you're going into the office, you want a time block and you want to know exactly what you're handling at every given point of your day so that you have order, control, and then you are creating this beautiful new business for yourself.